joining the Stronger Memory movement. We're here in these series of videos to share some information on how you can best do stronger memory with someone who maybe has some mild to moderate dementia. So we're going to go through some tips and tricks with volunteers, myself and my dad, Wayne, acting out a few different scenarios and explaining some best practices that we've learned from facilitators and volunteers just like you doing stronger memory in communities or at home. In this video, we're going to talk about a few different ways you can adapt the writing. Sometimes people might not be as interested in the writing, or they might not have the physical ability to write by hand as described in the Stronger Memory workbook. Wayne and I are back as your fearless volunteers to show you some scenarios of how you can encourage writing by hand. Enjoy! Okay. Hi, Wayne.
Hello.
Can we do some of our handwriting today for stronger memory?
Oh, I'm kind of tired today. Do we have to?
Why don't we just try, can you write your name?
Yeah, I guess. Yep, I'll write my name.
Good. How did that feel?
My hands are kind of stiff today and sore, so...
Okay, well, we don't want you to write if your hands are hurting. We don't want you to be in pain. But talking, having good intellectual conversation, that's also really good for the brain.
Okay.
So maybe we can pick one of these writing prompts and talk about it. Let's see, number 4. Can you read that out loud?
If you could go on a trip tomorrow, where would you go? Who would you go with, and why that location?
Where would you go?
The grocery store.
Okay. Who would you take with you?
I guess I would take Murray.
All right. And why the grocery store?
Because that's where food is, and I need some things.
Well, there you go. I like that. Very practical trip.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for sharing. In this first clip, you saw that Wayne didn't want to keep going with the writing because his hand hurt. We never want someone to be in physical pain while we're doing stronger memory. So, what can you do if someone physically can't write? Well, as you saw in the video, even just discussing some of the writing prompts can provide socialization, which is another great brain benefit. You can also use adaptive tools like a weighted pen or a specially shaped ergonomic pen designed for people with arthritis based on the individual's needs. But at the end of the day, we don't want to push through the pain. We want to have an enjoyable encounter, and so engaging in discussion on the writing prompts can be a really helpful way to still do stronger memory and connect with the individual you're working with, whether that's a loved one or a resident or patient. All right, Wayne.
Yes.
You ready to do your writing today?
I think so.
Okay.
I got my name on my paper.
Yeah? Great job.
And remind me, what am I supposed to do?
So let's read question number 4 out loud.
If you could go on a trip tomorrow, where would you go? Who would you go with, and why that location?
Great.
So does it have to be close by, or could it be
It can be anywhere in the world.
anywhere in the world?
You can use your imagination.
All right, well then, and am I supposed to say it or write it?
Why don't you write it, and then we can
Okay.
talk about it after.
Okay, and I would go to Bermuda because the beach
It doesn't matter if you spell it right, but do you want some help?
Sure, yes.
Okay, exceptional. E-X.
Okay.
C-E.
Okay.
P.
Okay.
T-I.
T-O.
T-I-O-N.
Okay.
A-L.
A-L.
Great.
Exceptional there. I would go with my dog.
Aww. That's great.
Okay.
Good job, Wayne. Great writing.
Thank you.
In this video, you saw Wayne and I working on some writing, and I did help with some spelling. Now, just like our video on the math, it doesn't matter if someone is spelling something correctly or getting the math problems right. However, I noticed that Wayne was getting kind of stuck on a word that he couldn't spell. In that case, it is appropriate to help out by spelling the word Wayne was looking for. It's always okay to help out and offer that assistance. We don't want to stop someone in the middle of their writing and correct their grammar or their spelling. But you can see by adding some encouragement, helping with that spelling, Wayne was able to keep writing and move through that sentence rather than staying stuck. This helps him feel confident and keep going with stronger memory so that we're building that brain healthy habit for the days and weeks to come, which will overall help improve his cognitive thinking and working memory. We have one last scene for you where you can see what to do or some suggestions if the writing prompts in the workbook or what you're asking the individual to write about is just a little bit too difficult from a cognitive standpoint. Hi, Wayne. We're going to switch over to our writing now. So we're on question number 4. If you could go on a trip tomorrow, where would you go? Who would you go with? And why that location? Do you think you can write about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, let's start with writing your name. Do you know how to spell your name?
Yes.
Okay.
I can do that.
Good.
Write my name. Okay.
I know you have a dog. What's your dog's name?
His name is Ferdinand.
Can you write his name?
I'm just going to write Ferd. That's all I
That's
remember.
great. A good nickname. What about your wife? Do you know your wife's name?
Her name is Matilda.
There you go. Write Matilda's name down. That's great.
Got it.
You got it. Awesome. Well, that's some good writing today.
Okay.
Thanks, Wayne. If the prompts in the workbook are too difficult, ask the person to write about something that's familiar and important to them. You could ask them to write their name, a family member's name, maybe there's a place they talk about often, or even the name of a pet. Writing these simple words and adapting the prompt in our clip helped Wayne feel confident and stay engaged with the exercise. Just like the math and the reading out loud, it's the act of doing the thing that's helpful, not if we get spelling right or how detailed our paragraph is. So by doing this writing by hand, even just a few words at a time, we're building this brain healthy habit so that overall in the long run, Wayne will keep at his stronger memory exercises, we can engage and have a positive interaction, and overall, it's going to boost everyone's brain health. I have one more example in this next clip. Take a look. Hi, Wayne. Do you want to try some writing today?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, what if we try something a little different? What if I write and you can spell some things for me? Would that work? Can we try that?
I don't know.
Okay. Can you spell your name for me, Wayne?
W
Good.
A
Mm-hmm.
Y
Mm-hmm.
N E.
Great. All right. Let's see, what else? You're from Long Island, right?
No, I live here.
You live here? Okay. Can you spell where you live?
I don't know what it's called.
That's okay. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Can you spell blue for me? I'll write that down.
B L U E.
Good. Great job. Thanks, Wayne. See? We could team up and get some writing done. Good job.
Okay.
Notice how in this clip we didn't correct any misspellings. If someone hasn't been physically writing by hand in a long time, we might need to exercise their brain in a different way, like here with the spelling. Maybe it's conversation, maybe it's asking them to think of different words or spell different words for us and we do the writing. Sometimes even doing a hand under hand model of the writing can be helpful so that eventually the person's able to write a word or two. We've seen that happen in some of our partner organizations across the country. Being able to adapt the writing, whether it's for physical need or cognitive need, will really help ensure that you and whoever you're working with is having a great time doing stronger memory and boosting their brain health. As always, you can reach out to us with any questions by emailing strongermemory@goodwinliving.org. And you can also find all of our information in the video description. Thanks for watching and being part of the Stronger Memory movement.